Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another MapleStory video. As you can tell by the title, if you clicked on it and, possess the ability to read titles like I think most of us do, it's going to be a Destiny Kalos run. I just kind of decided to do this on a whim, mostly because I was getting close to filling up my trace point bar thingy, and I do want to try to make an attempt at Destiny living at some point, though it's never been something that I've like hard focused on at any point. Mostly because I don't have, I guess, the real grind set mentality in me to want to like hard min clear like decalling, for example. Because if you know anything about me, I play this game very casually when it comes to the end game of bosses. I know that's very funny to say when I'm like 295 and like I'm incredibly geared and whatever, but like I don't do Baldrix at all. I do duo, normal, limbo, shit like that. Like, I play this game in a way that many people would consider very incorrectly. That's what I mean by, like, casual endgame. In any case, I figured it was time to run Destiny Kalos. I am overspec. I think my scouter in this video, this run, is, like, slightly over 111k hexa converted, which I think is about 150% on Destiny Kalos, or C Kalos, because it's just regular C Kalos with 3 lives. I'm pretty sure. There's no like FD penalty or gain or anything, and it's still just regular 30-minute timer, all that good stuff. So this was my first attempt at it. I ended up doing a lot more damage than I kind of thought I would. Like the pacing was really good, especially for P1. I really didn't know what my damage was going to look like, because like I said, I've never even considered trying it, because I was always like, oh, I'll wait until I get close to 3k traces, and then I'll run it like I did with Saren. And again, Saren, like Destiny Saren, I was so overspec for. I'm still overspec for Kalos here as well, but not as much as I was for Saren, obviously. And then obviously Kalos is just a boss that I'm very comfortable doing in general. When will I try to do Destiny calling? Well, I'm not really sure. My plans are probably going to be like getting Astra Secondary and waiting for the patch where they make the calling changes, because I don't think Nightwalker is very good at calling, particularly with the mobbing and stuff. And then obviously I would have to learn the boss as well, like properly learn the boss. I still do not know P2 really. I understand like vague concepts and what you're supposed to do in theory, but I've never actually, done it. Because I've duoed normal calling my entire life playing this game pretty much. I moved up from easy and then just have been duoing normal for grindstones and pieces ever since. I've never done hard. And again, a lot of people will point at that and be like, oh, you're playing the game wrong or whatever, like it makes no sense. And it's just, look man, scheduling is the biggest thing for me. Not having a bunch of... Okay. Scheduling is the biggest thing, and having to run, like, large parties is the other thing. Just because you can run something in a 6-man doesn't necessarily mean that I want to, and the reason, obviously, is, like, it's entirely scheduling-based. My schedule is very unreliable, especially these days, and I'm just a lot busier with things in terms of, like, life and stuff, so, like, I don't know, MapleStory is just not a super high priority in, like, my day-to-day. Obviously, I want to get the stuff done, and I enjoy playing the game, but I enjoy playing it in the way that I've kind of figured out for myself, And there's nothing wrong with that. I always tell people that. And with all the changes that they're doing to the game as well, in terms of like being able to safeguard stuff all the way up to 22 stars, all of the different ways to get pitched items, all of the different ways to restore pitched items, stuff like that, I think the game is definitely getting to a point to where you can comfortably progress to like end game and be a bit more, I guess, casual. Casual isn't the right word, but I don't really know what other word to use. Because I guess when you think about the hyper endgame, where you're like, I don't know, I'm not even sure what people would consider hyper endgame anymore, truthfully. Like, is 110k plus hexa converted endgame, 115, Destiny lib, like, I don't know what metric, because everyone uses different metrics as well. I think I would be able to party clear everything in the game except, like, things like Extreme Adversary. I don't think I'm strong enough for Extreme Adversary quite yet. Maybe if I Destiny lived, I would be. I'm, like, right on the cusp for sure. So, I don't know. I don't know what you would consider me, for example. I'm just trying to use terms that, like, make sense, if that makes sense. In any case, I've realized I've just kind of been yapping about, like, the game in general, and not so much the run, but, like, I don't know, it's just a Kalos run. I don't really have much to say about it. Kalos is just a boss that I've run many, 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 many times, and this was my first attempt at Destiny Kalos on the Nightwalker. I could have played it better, for sure, and then obviously in, like, 2-4, I started focusing on basically just living because I realized my timer was so good, the only way at this point I would lose is if I died out. So, like, the DPM went down to basically 0, and I just focused on living, clearing systems, all that good stuff. Until then, though, I was, like, trying to maximize my uptime and DPM and all that good stuff. I like to think I'm pretty decent at Kalos. I don't know. There's always room for improvement. I'm never going to say that there isn't, but I think I'm pretty okay, all things considered. But yeah, Destiny Calling might be in the cards at some point in a couple months here, because again, like I said, I'm probably only going to do it once, like, I get some more power creep, the Astra Secondary, and the Calling changes themselves. And then, obviously, I want to get more, like, Destiny Trace Points, or whatever the fuck they're called, before I even bother doing it. Like I said, like, I think I'm at, like, 2,400 or something, which is why I decided to try running Kalos. Just because, like, I'm going to need to run it soon in order to advance the mission so I can keep collecting the points. Anyways, I'll stop yapping. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the run. If you do, and I don't know, I always enjoy yapping, rambling, all that good stuff. I know you guys do too, which is why you watch the vids. Anyways, love all of you. Mwah! See you guys in the next one. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, stick around. Bye!